Okay, we're back. Now what we want to do is add in those industrial buildings to our target so the Axis can attack them and get credit for attacking them. So what I'm going to do is go to our templates folder or group. And inside the templates folder or group, we have a cities group right here. And inside there, we have the folder called Galeen or a group called Galeen somewhere in here. Here it is right there. And we'll go ahead and say right click, set group is working. And when I do, you can see now it's showing me all of the unlinked block entities. And again, unlinked means that it's just for visuals. It doesn't really do anything for the player. Unlinked blocked entities for Galeen. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the block entities that I want to include in my mission for my FNF template. So I'm going to grab all these rail stations. I'm going to grab that industrial building. Maybe I'll grab this train station here. I think this is a church, so I'm going to grab that as well. And I'll grab these industrial buildings as well right here. Then I'm going to hold down Control and hit X to cut them. You can see that I've removed them from play. I'm going to go back to my Allied Objective template, right click and say Set as Working Group. And now we're back at my Allied Objective group. And then I'm going to hold down Control and hit V to paste in the block entities. And I'm going to carefully place them back where they belong using the map, satellite map to kind of give me an idea of where they go. Great. Now these block entities are here, but again, they are not linked. So what we're going to do is we're going to left click and drag, select them all, say create linked entity. Then we're going to go to our advanced properties for all of them and change the country to an allied country. And now these block entities are um, linked, meaning that they can accept logic, but they are not currently tied in to our health icons or to our on attack, our under attack messages. So to do that, what we're going to do is we're going to grab this block of code right here. You can see how these guys are tied to these. So I'll show you how to do that. So we're going to grab this block of code, Control C to copy it, Control V to paste, and now we have that block of code again. And make sure you have the ones that say count one right here, count one. That's the ones you're looking for. Then we're going to select one of the block entities that are linked. We're going to right click and say selected object menu on killed event. And when I do that, you'll see now I have this arrow with the target. And I'm going to select the first count one box. And you'll see now it is linked correctly to the count one. And then that count one is sending a message to this timer. And then I'll show you how to connect that timer to the switch here in just a second. So you'll need to do is do this for every single entity that is not linked to the counters. So I'm just selecting each one, right clicking, saying on killed, and doing that for every single entity that I want to add into the target that the players can attack. Okay, so once that's done, go ahead and save. And of course, I'm not done yet, but I'll finish this before the next video. Another thing we can do is let's say that we want to add more blocks to this target. So we can do that by going to the buildings category or the blocks category. I definitely recommend not using any block details. These detail blocks are very performance intensive and do not work well in multiplayer. Okay, so blocks or buildings, we'll just select something. Let's say I want to add some ammo nets to this industrial building. So you can see here that the ammo nets are coming in as unlinked entities, just like when we copied and pasted our entities from the template. So we'll have to do the exact same thing. We will left click and drag, say create linked entity, and change them to the correct country. Then once they are the correct country and they are linked entities, then we can go and say right click on killed and add them to the calendar. And you'll just keep doing that for all of the entities you want for that target. You can also use any of the entities that I already have here, which these guys I believe are trucks. Yeah, so I have like these Russian trucks, and then I think these are Russian trucks as well. And then these medium blocks, I'm not even sure what they are. Oh, they're just trucks as well. Okay, I didn't even change them. And then I have like some industrial buildings here. So if you don't want to use any of those, that's perfectly fine. We can just select these guys. And typically I like to leave one just as a template for all my other ones, right? So if I run out of these counters, I can just grab more counters and just, add them and keep building my target up by connecting up more and more counters, more and more block entities to the counters. All right, so I am going to go ahead and add more objects to this target and more counters. And when we come back, you'll see what that looks like, and we'll go to the next steps.